friends, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. In today's video, we're going to be doing a full face or almost a full face of new makeup at Sephora. I have so many goodies to review for you all today. I have the new Fenty foundation, I have the new Makeup by Mario liquid bronzers, I even have the new Sol de Janiero perfume mist, and so much more. So if you want to see how I got this look today and hear my thoughts on all of this new makeup, then keep watching. All right, let's kick things off with the new Fenty Soft Lip Foundation. This is the newest liquid foundation from Fenty, and it is described on Sephora as a hydrating and glowy foundation that's waterproof and reduces shine for a notch above natural finish. It is described as being medium coverage. Let me show you what the texture looks like. It's pretty, just kind of like standard liquid foundation. It's not super runny, has kind of like a juicy finish to it. And it's described as being medium coverage, but I don't know, I think I would call this maybe medium to full. You guys will see, like I have a decent amount of like hyperpigmentation right now, and I also have some breakouts going on. And I feel like just one little tap onto the back of my hand in this product really covers up a lot. I would agree it does have a bit of a radiant finish, and it also leaves kind of just like a beautiful sheen across the skin. It's very easy to blend out. And by the way, the shade that I'm using is shade 150. I'll link all the products that I mentioned in this video in the description box down below, along with all the shades that I use in case you need to reference them. I do use affiliate links, so when you shop through those links, I earn a small commission. So thank you to those of you who shop through my links. I'm gonna get this on half of my face so that you guys can see kind of like a before and after. I am just barely dipping my brush into that, what was that? Kind of like a pump and a half on the back of my hand. I think the trick with this foundation, because I have been testing it this week since I got it, is to not use too much because it is fuller coverage than I thought it was going to be. At least that was my first impression when I first started wearing it. See, I barely applied anything, and look how full coverage that is. It has a really beautiful radiant finish. And if you are curious how this compares, I actually have one right here, to the old hydrating Fenty foundation. This one is called the Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation. I would say that this one, it's like less runny, it's more juicy, it is a little bit thicker in consistency. However, in the wear test that I have done, I do feel like the old one, at least on my skin, was a little bit more hydrating throughout the day. I felt like it really left me with a nice glow. This one kind of reminds me a little bit of the House Labs foundation for comparison. This one, I don't think it has a lot of light reflectors in it. It's not very radiant, but it was very juicy, medium to full coverage, very hydrating. That foundation was like my holy grail. I think I wore it every single day in like 2019 or whenever it first came out. I'm gonna put just a little bit more because I didn't really get much on my nose and kind of like sheer that out. Okay, so this is what the foundation looks like all over my face. Comment down below and you let me know what you think. I think it has a really beautiful radiant finish. I really like the coverage, and I feel like the application experience is also really nice. It's not like serum-y and oily or gross or anything like that. I would not agree with the claim on Sephora where it says that this reduces shine. I didn't have that experience at all, and when I'm reading the reviews on Sephora, I'm kind of seeing a lot of the same thing. This is a hydrating foundation, and I was actually pleasantly surprised as somebody with dry skin that even after a couple hours of wear, I sort of still had like a very hydrated but not slimy glow to my skin, almost as if my natural oils were coming through, but that like never happens with any foundation because I have very, very dry skin. So I did like that about it. I will show you guys here a close-up of a full day wear test that I did. I will say this is a first impression. The only thing that I don't like about it is that a lot of times towards the end of the day, it does start to look very makeup-y on my skin and kind of break up a little bit in my dry patch areas, which is usually right here around the mouth and then on the nose. You can see that in the wear test right there. And that's why I think it's important to not apply too much and to really sheer it out. I think I applied a little bit too much, especially in that wear test. That was the first time that I was testing it out. So far, I think that I like this foundation. I think that it is definitely worth checking out if you have dry skin, if you want something luminous, if you're looking to try something new at Sephora. I would probably start off with a sample just to be safe. I'm not sure yet if this is gonna go in like my top 5 or top 10 foundations ever, but so far I think it's really nice. And real quick, if you happen to be new here, I want to take a quick second to say hi, welcome, my name is Sophia, and I'm your guide, your friend, your expert to the world of luxury beauty. I am so passionate about makeup. I do a lot of new makeup reviews on my channel just like this one, and fun and helpful guides to help you figure out what is really worth purchasing. So if you love luxury beauty, hit that subscribe button to join our fam. We would love to have you. And with that, let's get on with the rest of this video. I do not have a new concealer to test out today, but I did finish up and repurchase the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Concealer. So I'm just gonna apply this real quick. I did purchase this in a different shade. I used to use the shade 2.5, which actually I repurchased that one as well, but I also got it in the shade 4. If we are skin tone twins, definitely check out this shade because I feel like this matches my skin a little bit more, whereas the 2.5 is good if I want maybe like a little bit of extra brightening. This concealer is so good, and it also pairs really, really well, I think, with the Fenty foundation because it has that glowy radiance to it, and it's very hydrating as well. So I'm just gonna apply this. I'll blend it in real quick off camera. Okay, concealer is on, and I also quickly did my brows with the Kosas Brow Pop. Now we need to talk about the new Makeup by Mario liquid bronzers. This is the Softsculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum. On Sephora, this is described as a multi-use liquid bronzer that warms the complexion with a sun-kissed glow and softly shapes targeted areas with a sheer natural second skin finish. I have the 2 lightest shades to demo for you guys today, fair and light. I will show you the swatches here on my hand. As you can see, the 2 colors are not that different. They're not that far apart. They're both pretty light. The fair shade is a little bit peachier and pretty fair as it is described. And then the light shade is just a little bit deeper. But one thing to note, one thing that I really like about the shade range of these is that the shades don't look too warm or orange. So that is something that really intrigued me with these. Another thing that really intrigued me about this product is just the fact that you have 2 ways of dispensing it. So on the top here, you have the little pump, but then you can also unscrew the cap and there is a doe foot applicator. So we'll try both ways today. The doe foot is good if you want to kind of like, you know, sculpt the face or do just targeted placement, etc. Now, one last thing that I want to mention about this product before I put them on my face is that both of the ones that I ordered came like separated. I'll show you a close-up of what I'm talking about. It kind of looks like the mica or maybe the light reflecting pigments that are in this product are separating from the rest of the liquids, the humectants, all the other ingredients that are in this liquid bronzer. It looks weird. It looks kind of gross, okay? But what I want to say is that it doesn't seem to affect the way that the product looks when I dispense it on my face, on the back of my hand, when I blend it in. I don't notice any weird smell. So it kind of looks like an old product. It kind of looks like it expired or whatever, but I don't think that that is the case. I think that this is just an issue maybe that they're having with the packaging. So it's up to you to decide if this is going to be worth it to you, if it bothers you. It doesn't bother me. However, I think it's a little bit unacceptable given the fact that, you know, you're paying this much for this product and it should be absolutely perfect when you purchase it or when you receive it in the mail from Sephora. Now, I did take a look at the Sephora reviews and every single photo that I saw of these also had the same issue. And I did a little poll on my Instagram to at least those of you who purchased this product. And basically half of you said you did have this issue and the other half of you said you didn't have this issue. But everyone pretty much said that it didn't really affect the way that the product applied. So just want to get that out there, okay? In case you see this and you're like, yo, what's up with that? That was my experience. Now that that's out of the way, let's put this product on my face. I'm going to start off with the fair shade and I am going to dispense it with the pump on the back of my hand. As you can see, it has kind of like a gel-like texture. This is very, very kind of dewy, gel-like sheer, and I'm going to apply it with the BK Beauty 101, which I also used for my foundation. This formula, I think the biggest thing that you need to know is that this formula is very subtle. It is very, very sheer. It's not super pigmented. It's going to be less pigmented than is it the enhancer? The other cream bronzer that he has. I believe it is the enhancer. It's going to be a little bit more sheer. I think this is better for kind of blending all over the face. See how subtle that is? You really can't build this product up all that much. See what it did to the back of my hand? Like, you can see the tint there, but it's not that much. Let's put a little bit more. I do really like the way that it blends out. I think it's very user friendly. And I also really like the texture of this. As I said, it's very gel-like, you know, kind of like maybe the Chantecaille Future Skin Gel Foundation. So see, I can very subtly build it up. It's a beautiful product. There's no, at least it doesn't look like there's any shimmer in it, but apparently there's mica, okay, because it's separating in the jar. But when it goes on the skin, you don't look like a Tin Man. It's not radiant in that regard. This is the fair shade. So comment down below and let me know what you guys think. I think this is perfect for somebody that really, really wants that kind of no makeup type of look, which isn't really Mario's aesthetic, but that's okay. I'm here for it. I think this is a really nice summertime bronzer for fair skin. And I'm putting this right now, obviously, where I would tan naturally. And then I'm going to use the other shade to do more of like a sculpt, but you can see right there how that looks. I don't feel like it, you know, moved the foundation. And it's not like slimy or greasy or oily because it's more of like that gel-like texture. So I feel like it kind of dries down if, you know, in case you are worried about that. Okay, now I want to further demonstrate what I mean with the light shade. This is one shade darker than the fair that we just used. I'm going to use the doe foot applicator, and I'm going to at least attempt to do a little bit of like a soft sculpt. Blending it in once again with the BK Beauty 101. I'll link this brush down below along with my coupon code. As you can see, it's good for like literally all cream products, liquid products. You can get a little bit of a sculpt, but because this product is so sheer, I honestly don't think it's best for contouring. I think it's good if you want something really subtle all over the face. I suppose I could get a deeper shade and I can use it to do that kind of bronzer or sculpting, but this is the darkest shade I got. I really didn't think I would need to go any darker. So if you are on the fence, I would suggest going one shade darker. If you feel like you're in between, go with the darker shade. So see, there's like a little bit of sculpting there, but it's not exactly what I would be looking for. I prefer it more so as like an all over bronze, and then I would probably go in with my Westman Atelier Face Trace stick, and I would use that to get a little bit more of like a cool tone chisel. But it is a really beautiful product. I do recommend it. Another alternative, and I'll show you a comparison swatch here, is the Glossier Cloud Paints. They came out with the new bronzer shades. You can see right here, the Makeup by Mario is on the left, and then the Glossier in the shade Sail is on the right. Notice how the Glossier is much more pigmented, but it's still really blendable, very user-friendly. I'll find some videos where I demo that product and I'll link it down below. I really like those, and I feel like you get a good amount of product for the price. How much is the Makeup by Mario one? It is $36, and I believe the Glossier are $23 if I'm not mistaken. So if you're looking for something a little bit cheaper and a little bit more like noticeable, pigmented, and also buildable with a really nice kind of like natural hydrating finish, I would probably go with those. Okay, I did just order the new Say liquid bronzer. I don't have an opinion on that one yet. I haven't gotten it yet, so I will keep you guys updated about this product. I really like it. I'm just not sure if this is going to be the best one to pick up compared to other ones that are at Sephora. So I will do some sort of update or roundup video, and if there are any liquid bronzers that you want me to include in that video as a comparison, please comment down below and let me know. Next up here, I have the Armani Beauty Luminous Silk Cheek Tint, and this is described as a lightweight liquid blush that quickly melts into skin to deliver a luminous flush of color for a glowing makeup look that lasts up to 12 hours. And the color that I chose is Flaming Red. I wanted to pick something a little bit more interesting, very summery, and I was really curious to see how pigmented are these liquid blushes. I was curious about these. A lot of you guys wanted me to review this, so I caved and I did pick one up. Now, this comes with a doe foot applicator, and I do not recommend, at least for this color and for my skin tone, applying this directly to the cheek. I put a little bit on the back of my hand, and as you can see, it's quite pigmented. It's very, very pigmented, so you want to be careful with these. I was kind of thinking, because it's called the Luminous Silk Cheek Tint, I mean, I guessed it was going to be like luminous and glowy, right? But I was kind of thinking, oh, is this going to be more like a watercolor blush, maybe a little bit more dewy, like the NARS ones that launched last year? It's not. It's a very pigmented, but still luminous liquid blush, okay? So I'm going to take just a little bit on my BK Beauty. I'm gonna be very careful. You definitely can build this up if you want to, but I'll kind of show you that's what it looks like if you put just a tiny bit. It's a really pretty romantic flush, and if you have a deeper skin tone, that's gonna show up. That's gonna show up. It's gonna look really beautiful, but this totally works for lighter skin tones as well. Now, personally, I don't find these to be that dewy. You can see there's a little bit of a sheen when I first put them on, but when I get it on the cheeks, I don't feel like it's adding more dewiness and more glow than I already had before. It's really pretty, and it is very, very long lasting. I had this on my cheeks for I don't even know how many hours yesterday, and I even went for a walk outside and it was like 87 degrees or something. I went for a long walk and this was still on my cheeks by the end of the night. It's very pigmented and it is very, very long lasting. The only thing about this though is that it's $39 and it's not really any different from what I already have in my collection, and I don't think that the colors are so unique compared to other brands that you need to run out and get this. I think if you want something very pigmented and very long lasting, look no further. I think this is going to be very bulletproof and it's going to be a perfect product for you. But I do have two other alternatives here that I actually like better, both in finish and also in price. They're a little bit cheaper. The first one that I have here is the Rare Beauty. This is in the shade Grateful. This is actually one of my favorites. This is in the dewy formula. I just feel like this melts into the skin a lot more, and I really like the beautiful kind of glass skin romantic look that I get from both the dewy formula and this shade. It's so stunning, and this is, I believe these are $24, a lot more affordable. They are, I would say, just as pigmented as the Armani ones, but you can choose, between the dewy and the matte finish. Also, once again, the Glossier Cloud Paints, we have the shade Spark right here. These are going to be a little bit more user-friendly, so if you kind of like the idea of this liquid blush, but you want something that maybe isn't so pigmented, like if this kind of scares you, then I would recommend the Glossier. I'll show you guys a quick swatch comparison right here. On the very left, we have the Armani Beauty. Then in the center there, it's the Glossier. Notice how that is like a little bit, more dewy, and you can sheer it out a little bit more. And then finally on the opposite end, you have the Glossier. That's gonna have more of like a cloud-like type of application, a little bit more user-friendly, and it's not as pigmented right off the bat. So I usually like to recommend the Glossier above all else. So here's how the blush is looking, but I do want to add a little bit of highlighter, or should I say lowlighter. Right here I have the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Lowlighters. I have two shades. These are described on Sephora as a new generation of tinted, light reflecting, balm to powder, skin transforming illuminators that blur and add a soft, lit from within glow all over the face. There's a lot of buzzwords there, but I'm gonna break it down for you guys. Let me show you the two shades that I picked up. The first one that I have here is called Lowkey. This is gonna be a beautiful peachy tone. There's a little bit of a gold shift in there as well. And then the other one that I have here is called Unbothered, and that is gonna be a beautiful light pinky tone. And I would say there's kind of like, maybe like a little bit of a lilac shift in there. They are two beautiful colors. For this particular look, I am gonna be using Lowkey, but I'll show you guys a quick clip of Unbothered in just a second. Lowkey is the peachier one, and friends, these are so pretty. As I said before, they are highlighters, like they're cream highlighters, but because they have a decent amount of pigment to them, I oftentimes just wear them as a blush. Let me get a little bit more on there so we can see it over the blush. See that beautiful radiance that it adds? There's a decent amount of pigment that you get from them. I basically kept putting them on my my cheeks as blush, and then I just didn't really feel like I needed anything else. So I like to use them as a blush and highlighter hybrid. If you are not familiar with the Yummy Skin formula, if you've never tried the Blur Balm powder or the Yummy Skin flushed blushes, these are incredibly long lasting. They're kind of like a cream, I guess you could call them like a cream to powder type of formula. They control oil while lasting all day. They're great for the summertime because of that. If you're in kind of like a sweaty situation, I feel like these are perfect. The blushes are very, very pigmented. I feel like with these, as you can see, I can be a little bit more liberal with my application. You can see right there in the natural light, this is such a pretty shade. I can't decide if I like this one or the pink one better. I know people are gonna ask me. I do feel like I've been reaching for this one low-key a little bit more, just because I do more peachy and bronzy looks compared to pink looks, at least around this time of year. So these are an A+ for me, guys. I think they're beautiful. They're very easy to apply. I love the finish of them. They're probably some of my favorite cream highlighters that I've ever tried. Like Danessa Myricks really delivers when it comes to the Yummy Skin line. Okay, so this right here is Lowkey. Give you a nice little close-up, very beautiful. See how there's like a little bit of a golden shift, but it's not anything too crazy, but it makes it, you know, different enough that I want to reach for it. It's so, so beautiful. Now I'm going to show you guys a quick clip with Unbothered because I don't want to leave you hanging. I want to show you what this shade looks like. And I think you will notice from this demo, where I am not wearing any blush to start, just how beautiful and kind of sheer and illuminating these are. You can wear them over blush, but you can totally wear them on their own as well. It's so gorgeous. So comment down below, let me know which shade do you like better. Do you like Lowkey or Unbothered? Now, as far as eyeshadows go, there wasn't anything super new at Sephora, but I did notice that they have the Tom Ford Emerald Dusk palette. I already have a full review of this palette here on my channel. I'm just gonna do kind of like a simple little look today because it's more about the complexion, the bronze, the sculpt, the low lighters, and pretty soon we're gonna go into the lip gloss as well. If you guys saw my review, you will know I am a fan of this eyeshadow palette. It is so beautiful, luminous. It kind of gives you like those mermaid eyes. I like the fact that you get the two neutral shades, well, actually 3 neutral shades, I should say, if you want to do a very easy look. But then if you want to learn how I kick things up a notch with the emerald shade, then you can definitely watch that video. I will link it down below. So I'm just doing like a quick little, you know, shimmery neutral eye, and then we will move on to the lips. Yo, it has been cloudy all day and the sun just came out, and at the perfect time because I'm just about to show you guys the new Armani Beauty Prisma Glass lip gloss. On Sephora, this is described as a high shine hydrating lip gloss that locks in hydration and reflects light for fuller looking, pillowy soft lips for up to 24 hours without a sticky feeling. And the shade that I picked up is called Honey Gleam, which is supposed to be kind of like a golden peachy shade with a slight shimmer. So let me show this to you guys and you'll really be able to see the shine here in the light. Yes, look at that. And this is marketed as having squalane in it, another popular ingredient. This is very hydrating, definitely not sticky at all, very, very moisturizing. And I will say, you know, when I first applied this, I was kind of like, whatever, it's a lip gloss. It's a lip gloss. I picked it up because you all wanted to hear my thoughts about it. But I will be honest, like I looked at myself in the mirror afterwards before leaving for a walk yesterday, and I was like, you know what? It does have a very unique glass-like water shine type of look to it. And it's a little bit thicker than I was thinking it was going to be. I thought maybe it was going to be really, really thin because it has this glass-like shine, but it actually is like fairly substantial. It's very, very hydrating. I can't say that it lasts super long because it's a lip gloss and no lip gloss really lasts super long on me, but it is really beautiful and I really think that this shade is gorgeous. I think if you pick out some of the other shades that maybe don't have as much shimmer, what I'm reading in the reviews on Sephora is that it doesn't have that much color payoff, but I have pretty like rosy pigmented lips and I feel like this color actually shows up really beautifully. So I think that these are really good. Are they anything like groundbreaking that you need to run out and get? No, I don't think so. In fact, I'm pretty sure I have a Pat McGrath gloss that is the same exact color. Those are a little bit thicker. I think probably actually shade. The thing that is the closest to this might be the Victoria Beckham lip glosses. Those are so good too. It's a really good gloss. It's a really good gloss, but is it anything super crazy that you need to run out and get and spend your money on? I don't think so. How much are these? They're $38. $38 is very expensive. So I'm not saying these are a must-have, but I do think that they're really good, and I feel, you know, they feel like a luxury product is what I'm trying to say. Okay, put the shades down a little bit so that you could see the final look better in a more natural lighting. Comment down below and let me know what you think. I love this look. It's very neutral and basic, but it's cute, okay? I love this for summer. I am so obsessed, but we aren't done yet, friends. I do want to quickly review for you guys the new Sol de Janiero perfume mist. Keep in mind, I have never tried any of the perfume mists from this brand before. I was like, you know what? Let this be my chance, okay, to try these out and let you guys know if these are any good, because these are $25, and I feel like that's part of the reason why they are so, you know, popular, is because the price is very friendly, okay? And let me tell you, I actually was very surprised by these. I'm gonna go through each scent and I'm gonna rank them from my least favorite to my favorite. Oh, and I think I forgot to mention this, but these are limited edition for summer 2024. So if you're interested in any of them, definitely snatch them up sooner rather than later. I will tell you which one not to snatch up, however, because this one is my least favorite and I'm definitely returning it back to the store because I don't like it at all. This one is called Carioca Crush. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. And on the Sephora website, it is described as a fresh floral, and the keynotes listed are juicy pear, pink violet, and white cedarwood. However, the only thing that I smell is like very sweet, fruity candy. It smells like a fruity gummy candy. Kind of gives me like cheap hairspray vibes, Victoria's Secret body splash vibes. It doesn't smell elegant at all. All I'm getting is like the juicy pear, and like that's about it. Is it pear glacé? Was that a scent back in the day? That's popping into my head, but that's what this smells like to me. And then my next favorite one, which I think I like enough to keep, is this one right here. This is called Beijos de Sol, and on Sephora, the scent type is described as fresh solar, and the keynotes that are listed are peach skin, coconut milk, and frangipani petals. You are still getting some fruitiness from this. You definitely smell the peach, but it doesn't smell like fruit candy, okay? It's a little bit more tropical because it has the coconut milk in there, but unlike the scent that you get from the Bum Bum cream, it's not quite as gourmand. You know how that one smells? Not just like coconut, but it smells like coconut cake, like there's a vanilla element to it. This is gonna be fresher, it's more tropical, uplifting. It's the kind of thing that I would mist all over myself when I get out of the shower after a workout. Maybe I'm working from home, running errands. It's not like an elegant scent by any means. I would treat this as a body splash. It's giving me kind of like tropical herbal essence types of vibes, and I actually was really surprised at how long lasting this was. I tested this out yesterday, and this lasted longer than a lot of my Tom Ford and Chanel fragrances. And when I first smelled it, I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm really gonna like this, but I must say, I had it on my wrist, and as I was kind of working and doing things throughout the day, you know, I'd go to like push my hair back, and I would catch a whiff of it, and I would smell it, I would notice it, and I enjoyed it. It was a nice tropical little treat every time I kind of waved my hand in front of my face. If you don't like tropical scents and you don't like anything too fruity, I don't think you're gonna like this, but if you like some of the other Sol de Janeiro products, specifically the ones that have a little bit more of like that coconut element, then I think you might enjoy this as something a little bit like fresher for summer. And then my favorite one, which I actually really like and really surprised me, although it is the one I thought I would like the most based off of the notes listed on Sephora, is this one. This one is called Summer E Amor, and it is described as a warm floral, and the notes that are listed are orange flower, creamy almond, and sun-kissed woods. This one is definitely the most like sensual and sexy of the three. This is the one that I also think is the strongest, has the strongest sillage. It is also the one that is the longest lasting. This is the one that to me smells the most like a typical perfume, not necessarily a body splash. Don't get me wrong, it still smells a little bit tropical and sweet like all the Sol de Janeiro perfume mists, but this one to me is the most complex. When you first spray it, you do get like a burst of orange blossom. It's very fresh and beautiful, but then that dries down, you get a little bit more of the creamy almond. If you like the original Bum Bum cream scent, as I was saying, it kind of has that like creamy vanilla kind of gourmand nature to it, but maybe you want something that isn't as tropical and doesn't really smell like cake. It has a little bit more like florals and woods, then I think you're going to enjoy this. I definitely get a lot of vanilla from this, but I really enjoyed that almond note. The same almond note actually that is in the Chanel Comet perfume that I recently purchased. Obviously, these are not dupes. They're not similar at all. This is very powdery, but when it dries down, I get that beautiful almondy scent with like a little bit of cherry. I've really been enjoying that fragrance, and I kind of really enjoy the same almond note in this, except it is much more, you know, like tropical, fun, more kind of like daytime. Once again, none of these are particularly like elegant perfumes. They are more like body splashes, but if that's something that you're looking for, I think this one is really nice. I definitely see myself using this summer, especially if I'm like by the pool and I want to smell good. I can kind of mist it over my sunscreen or as I'm going throughout my day. It's very long lasting. Once again, I was so surprised for a $25 perfume mist that it would have that much of an impact, that much of like a sillage and lasting power. And so yeah, I actually really like this. So all in all, I am definitely open to trying more of these from Sol de Janiero. They are definitely all very kind of like sweet and tropical, so not for everybody, but I was very pleasantly surprised. And that is it, my friends. I hope that you enjoyed this little new makeup try on with me today. If you like this video, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. It really helps me out. And leave me a comment down below letting me know what you think of these products. Did you have the same issue with your Makeup by Mario liquid bronzer? I would love to know. Have you tried any of these products? Were the comparisons helpful? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And with that, friends, I hope that you see some beauty in your day, and I will see you in my next one. Goodbye.